Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're having a good evening or a good morning wherever you're at. Today I wanted to try something new, something a little different. And what I pretty much did here was I set my camera up and I wanted to record myself working on a little side hobby project. Um, I used to play tabletop games like Warhammer, Pathfinder, D&D, stuff like that. And here lately, I've been feeling a bit of the urge to pick up my old Dungeons and Dragons books and see if I can find like 2 or 3 people who'd be interested in playing a one-shot with me, just to make some memories and relax and do my own thing for a little bit. I've been recovering from the haunt season, which is something that just ended recently, and I'll talk more about that later. But to give you a brief summary of what I've got in front of me in this video, they are a set of D&D tiles that I'm making using cardboard and some popsicle sticks with some foam trays I got from Dollar Tree. And I found this recipe on YouTube one day. It was a long time ago through a channel called Black Magic Craft. Really, really nice channel, by the way, especially if you're into making a lot of terrain for your games and stuff like that. For whatever purpose it might be, D&D or role-playing or something like that, but super handy resource. And I've made a set of these before, and they're like I think I made these in less than 2 hours, but they're super nice to have. And like I said, I've made these before. I've got a set already. I just wanted an extra set to keep at the local game store that I like to frequent. Speaking of which, there's a shout out to Secondhand Heroes, which is a collectibles and game store located out in Lynchburg, Virginia, and they're right off 460. It's pretty nice place. I've been going there for a little over a year now, and the people who own it, the people who run the shop, they're good people. They've been good to me, and I'm very thankful to have them, very thankful to know them. So, what to talk about in this little video? So here's an idea, and I'm drawing inspiration from another YouTube content creator who I've subscribed to for a long time now, and I won't drop any names, but let's just say that they were highly influential when it came to me getting into props and costumes a long time ago, like 8 years ago. So that topic is the name, like the name of the channel, the name of what I do, which is Netherworks Costumes and everything. Where did that come from? Where did that originate? And I guess the best way to break it apart would be to start at the very beginning, and try to summarize as best I can. So what actually got me into the prop and costume making stuff was LARPing, actually. Long time ago. This was about 2012, 2013-ish, is when I discovered live action role play or LARPing, that sort of thing. And I thought it was really cool. Some of the costumes that people would make, which were more like fantasy themed or Renaissance era or something like that, depending on the different LARPing event that you'd go to. And a lot of the fantasy themed ones really piqued my interest. Especially when people would go all out and they get like elf ears or little satyr horns and stuff like that, and they would just wear them around with their foam hammers and foam swords and stuff like that, and they were really cool, and that's really what piqued my interest into the whole prop and costume making stuff. And then I didn't even know cosplay was a thing back then. Actually, I didn't. I knew about conventions, I knew about Comic-Cons, but only through friends, that sort of thing. And after a while, I discovered a lot of YouTubers who were really good at the craft. They were really good at making foam armor, and um, some were even good at working with like Arduino and Raspberry Pi and LED lights and sound effects and stuff like that. And I thought all of that was really cool, and so that's kind of where it went from there. It just kind of spiraled out, and I'd say it was about 2016. 2016 was when I went to my first convention, and then it just kind of went from there. But where am I going with all this with the name of Netherworks Costumes? So like, I'm getting to that actually. Back then I had like an artist page on Facebook and everything. I didn't have an Instagram. I didn't have a YouTube or any of that. All I had was this Facebook page that I started. I was very shy and very skittish and stuff like that when it came to it. So I wasn't really that big on putting myself out there. I was in my early 20s, and there was something I was never really good at was promoting myself back then. Most of what I did was I just let my work do the talking, and of course I've gotten better at that as I've gotten older. But anyway, I had this page, this art page that existed already, and it was called RAF Reanimated. And the reason why I went with that name specifically, that name at the time, was because I was very interested in taking stuff that people thought was like useless trash and converting it into something that I thought was like a work of art or something that could be useful or something like that, and back then I used to work at like big box retail stores like Walmart and stuff like that, and sometimes I would take home like little scraps of styrofoam or like a few cardboard boxes here and there, and I would just see what I could bang out using those materials and a hot glue gun, and that was more for like D&D and stuff like that, and I always thought stuff like that was really cool. And so that was the old name, which was RAF Reanimated. And then when I found out, like, I didn't change the name until I had found out about cosplay and Comic-Cons and stuff like that. And this is where I'm getting to the main point of like where the name Netherworks Costumes came from. So like, I'd say 2016, like I said earlier, 2016 was the first time I'd ever actually been to a convention. And it was MagFest, which is short for Music and Gaming Festival. It was MagFest 2016, and it was in January. And I ended up going because I had a couple of new friends, acquaintances I had met at the time, and they saw that I was able to build stuff, and they saw I was very crafty and things like that, and they happened to be working security at MagFest that year, and they were like, "Yeah, come with us. You can sleep on the floor." And I was like, "Hell yeah!" And after that, I banged out like a steampunk costume, and I just went from there. And in the beginning, I didn't do cosplay. I was more into making my own stuff, because for some reason it just didn't feel right for me to like try and, to me it was like, is it really my idea if I'm just taking someone else's design and trying to turn it into a three-dimensional object that I can wear around? Like, yeah, it shows off my talent, it shows off my skill and everything like that, but I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just my purview, my thought on that. But in the beginning, I was more focused on making my own stuff, and I settled for like this steampunk gentleman kind of guy. And it went over really well. Like, a lot of people liked it, but not a whole lot of people knew what it was from. And because of that after that is when I started to learn more about like if you wanted to be a big name cosplayer or stuff like that, then this is how you do it. And you do it by picking big, intricate outfits that, of popular characters. And that's usually how you start trending. That's how you start Well, I know that now, but I didn't know that back then. And I always saw myself as like this underdog maker, the kind of person who, I just build the thing because I like building the thing. I don't really want to do it because I want to make money or something like that. It'd be nice, and I'm not saying that that wouldn't be a nice end goal to have one day to, make money doing this sort of thing. Um, but it's not the real reason why I wanted to do it, and I'm getting off on a tangent, but like that was my first experience with conventions, was MagFest 2016, and after that I went to several different cons before I actually changed the name of my page from Raph Reanimated to Netherworks Costumes. And it's funny because the day that I went to change that name, um, I was on my way to work at the time, and one of my friends back then were like, "Yeah, no, this name, it's a cool name, but it sounds like a sex shop." And I just kind of started laughing at that, and ever since then, it just kind of stuck. Netherworks Costumes, and it's been that way ever since. I've thought about changing the name again multiple times, just to encompass um, like other aspects of hobbies and build things that I like to do. And I was thinking of changing it to a different name, very reminiscent of Netherworks Costumes, but more to be like all inclusive to the other hobbies and things like what I'm working on now in this video. Because there's more to me than just making costumes and props. I've dabbled in woodworking, I've dabbled in metallurgy, I've dabbled in fabric, I've dabbled in a couple other things here and there, like a jack of all trades kind of thing, and a little bit of electrical work, stuff like that. But that's pretty much the history of the name Netherworks Costumes, and how it came to be, and whether or not I'm going to change it again. It all depends. It all depends. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed hearing my little story. Let me know what you think. If you want to see more videos that are styled like this, leave a comment, hit that like button, and hit subscribe too if you're new here and you like hearing stories, and if you like watching some of the stuff I put out, that'd be nice. And if you don't, that's cool too. That's totally awesome. I still appreciate you stopping by just the same. So take care, have a good day, and stay creative, my friends. Peace.